When trust breaks in a marriage, it's not just about lies or betrayal. Sometimes it's the trust that you'll show up emotionally for her, that you'll handle things with strength and she can lean on you when she's scared or she's hurting. So when she says, I don't trust you anymore, what she often means is, I don't trust who you've been showing up as. And the truth is, most men will argue back and try and reason with their wife or partner to let them know that they haven't done anything that should cause trust to be lost. The problem is, the majority of time, having your wife's full trust has nothing to do with being logical or keeping promises or always being faithful. Losing or building her trust is done through one main area: how you are with emotional consistency. So today in this video, that is what I'm going to talk to you about. How to rebuild trust in your marriage even if your wife's walls are high and you feel hopeless because it seems like you are the only one who is trying. And if you really do feel hopeless in your marriage or relationship and you want a path that actually works to turn it around, my free masterclass walks you through the exact step-by-step framework that I teach those who are in my relationship rebuild program. And that saves marriages and shows you how to lead your life properly. The link for that free masterclass is in the description below. Definitely check that out after this video if you're tired of that hopeless feeling and want to have a thriving, happy relationship again. Let's get into the steps to take to start rebuilding that trust. When we traditionally think about trust being lost in a relationship, and you can ask some of your friends or family members to see what answers they give that will probably confirm what I'm about to say. But when asked, the majority of people tell you that trust is broken when somebody is caught in a big lie, or multiple lies, or that one of the spouses is caught having an affair. And yes, they would be accurate to say that those extracurricular events will certainly do damage to trust. Those are a given. But not everybody is out there cheating or being a pathological liar. So when we talk about regular relationships where none of those extracurriculars are happening, yet the relationship is teetering on the edge and your wife says that she doesn't trust you anymore, this kind of trust being lost doesn't happen over a single moment. It happens when the type of trust is eroded slowly and quietly over time through small inconsistencies. This is all those little emotional times when she doesn't sense you being grounded. Every time you defended yourself instead of validating her. Every time you promised change, but you reverted back under the same old pressure. In each of these tiny moments, a small piece of her safety is being chipped away. And I know it can be frustrating to hear because in a lot of those moments you probably meant to change, or you were trying to help the situation by trying your best. You thought if you could just fix the problem, she's going to see that you care. But what she actually needed wasn't your fixing, it's your presence. She needed to feel that when her world was spinning, yours is staying steady. That's what women mean when they say, I can't trust you. They're not talking about your ability to take control. They're talking about emotional leadership. She can't trust your emotional steadiness. The paradox for men who want to save their marriage is that when that trust is broken and they feel like they're losing their wife, most men flip into high gear and try to start working harder and trying harder because they believe this will signal that they're having all this effort and that's what their wife has been craving: more effort, talking more, promising nice things more, pleading and professing their love and how much they care about her more. But all that extra stuff actually makes her feel even less safe because it feels like you're trying to manage her emotions and tick off a bunch of boxes rather than being a leader. Men love to use some variation of logic when emotions are running high. Obviously, some men are better at it than others, but overall, that's what we're trained to do: solve problems. But when your wife's emotions are wounded, logic sounds like distance. It feels like cold air to her when she's really asking for warmth. When she says, how do I know things are going to be different? She's not actually asking for a presentation or a checklist of proof. What she's asking for is energy, for your tone, for your body language, your calm strength to signal that this time she's actually safe and she's going to be able to be safe forever. But if your response to her asking how will things be different this time is, you can trust me, I've changed, she doesn't feel that. That is about as useful to her as an umbrella in a hurricane. She just hears words being said because you're trying to convince her to lower her guard. So we have to be very truthful to ourselves. Nobody has ever been able to get trust just by saying, hey, trust me, or like, do you think you can trust me now? I swear I've changed. It doesn't work. You have to actually become the kind of man who no longer needs to ask her that. Because when she sees you hold composure in a conversation that used to trigger you, when she watches you stay steady when she's being cold and sees that you're not just saying things to lower her guard down or get a result, that's going to impact her nervous system in a relaxing way. This is emotional evidence that you provide her, and that's what starts to rebuild trust, not explanations or asking her very, very sincerely if she can trust you. To a man, trust means I believe what you say. To a woman, trust means I feel safe in how you make me feel. That is a massive difference. And once you understand that, the way you approach things should drastically change. When a woman trusts you, she doesn't just think you're honest, she feels she can be honest around you. She doesn't have to hide her emotions or manage your reactions, and trust that whenever she shares with you, you're not going to turn it back on her with great intensity. Think about that. If she doesn't feel emotionally safe or trust you, she's not going to open up. Not because she's trying to punish you, but because her system doesn't yet feel secure in your frame. I'm just going to drop a few shifts that you can start using today to rebuild trust faster and deeper than really anything else. Number one, stop trying to manage her emotions. Okay, the moment you stop reacting to her moods and start anchoring them, she's going to feel it immediately. When she says something sharp and you stay calm instead of getting defensive, that is part of rebuilding trust. Every time you choose composure over reaction, you're providing small trails of evidence that you're a safe man. Number two, speak through actions, not explanations. If you are truly, truly changing and growing as a man and as a leader, she's going to feel it before she hears it. Don't announce your plan to her, and don't tell her all the wonderful things you're doing or you're going to do in order to get her to trust you again and prove to her how much you care. She's not going to listen to any of that. What matters is not you telling her your plan, but living your plan through your energy and your actions. That will do all the talking for you. And finally, number three, reconnect with mission. I completely understand that there are so many factors that can get in the way of your mission or things that you love to do. The longer a marriage or relationship goes, the easier it is to get into complacency and just go with the motions and just blame everything on not having time or now kids are getting in the way. The reality is we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and there are tons of people putting great use to these hours who have the same responsibilities, if not more, as you do. So it's just easier to make excuses as to why your mission has gone to the back burner and why you're not doing those things, whether it's working out, getting healthy, and leveling up your reading or books or working on your side hustle, improving your skills for your promotion. This is a big problem in the dynamic of unsuccessful long-term marriages and relationships, because men who lack mission then become emotionally inconsistent. Because without that mission or purpose that they're going after, their identity then becomes enveloped in the status of their marriage or relationship. So everything, good or bad, is now dependent on how your wife feels about you. When you reclaim your purpose beyond her, again, this can be your health, your work, or even your spiritual leadership, your energy will start shifting from being very needy and reliant on her to being completely grounded. And when she feels you're living from purpose again, that's when she feels safe trusting you. Her internal emotions and feminine energy essentially have no choice. So when she starts to feel safe again, it's not going to be obvious. And what men do not realize is that she's not going to come out and say, hey, okay, we're good now, I trust you again. She's actually going to test it. She's going to bring up the past. She's going to question your patience. She's going to create moments to see if your new calm is actually real or if it's fake. And you cannot get discouraged. This is confirmation testing. She's trying to test to see if that new version of you is actually real and it's stable enough to build on. I look back now and I really laugh at how clueless I was in my younger years when navigating romantic relationships with women. I had no idea about testing or the polarity dynamic, and it hurt me for a long time because when I was unknowingly being tested, I would fail over and over again. So don't be foolish to think that nah, my wife is great. We're having a little rough time right now and she's not trusting me, but if I do this, she's not going to play any games. She's not going to do anything like that. You have to understand that it often happens unconsciously for women because it's like her body is running defense system tests when she may not even know she is doing it. So make sure you are prepared and understand that you can't fake the presence and energy required to be a proper, calm, masculine leader and rebuild that trust with her. If your marriage is very rocky right now, divorce is a real possibility, Rocky, and nothing you've been trying has worked, I promise you this will. Click on the link in the description to watch my free masterclass and take action. I'm telling you, the faster you realize there are way more things in your control to turn your life and relationship around, and the faster you take action to correct those things, you will not only be able to save your marriage, but you will feel a complete 180 in the way you approach life. You get one life. I encourage you to make it the very best you can. I waited over a decade to just hope that things would naturally get better in my love life, or I just thought I was getting the wrong woman and every time it was somebody else's fault or just bad luck. But I kept getting the same results, and I had to realize that nobody else was responsible for the results that I was getting. Even if you're not on the brink of divorce and things have been going not so great lately, go watch the masterclass because it will help you as well. And if this video helped you, please go ahead and click the like button so YouTube can find other men who are struggling right now who need the help as well. And subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.